Today we're doing Chapter 1, Lesson 9, Dividing Rational Numbers. Again, rational numbers are fractions, any number that can be written as a fraction. And this is very similar to multiplying rational numbers. We're still going to use around the world to change mixed numbers into improper fractions, like 5 and 3/4. We multiply 4 times 5, and then we add 3. So that's 23 over 4. We go around the world. We're also going to make whole numbers into fractions by using 1 as the denominator. The best part is we do not need common denominators for multiplying or dividing. And here's the part that's a little bit different. We're going to use the reciprocal of the second fraction. And reciprocal is a fancy word that means flipped. So we're going to flip the second fraction. This is also called multiplicative inverse, which I think is more fun to say. Multiplicative inverse. Keep, change, flip. Keep the first fraction, change to multiplication, and then flip the second fraction. And once you have all that set up, you multiply. Once the problem is set up as multiplication, then you cross simplify. Remember, if you cross simplify before you start multiplying, it makes the numbers a little bit smaller. Remember, it's always multiply. We never actually divide a fraction. So let's try example 1. We have -3 divided by -6 over 7. I'm going to put a 1 under the whole number. Then I have a negative divided by a negative, so my answer is going to be positive. And now I'm not going to worry about those signs because I know the answer is going to be positive. So keep -3 over 1, change to multiplication, flip the second fraction. And I see something that I could simplify. The 3 and the 6 will divide by 3. So 3 divided by 3 makes 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then we go straight across. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 2 is 2. Of course, that's improper, so we need to divide it out. Man, horse. The man went in the house. Horse is outside. 2 goes into 7 3 times with 1 left over. So my answer is positive 3 1/2. Let's try example 2. We have 2 mixed numbers, so I have to change both of those to around the world on both of them before we do any keep, change, flip. So we have 10 times 13, which is 130, plus 9, that makes 139 over 10, divided by 10 times 9 is 90. 90 plus 9 is 99 over 10. Then I'm going to keep, change, flip. Keep the 139 over 10, change to multiplication, and flip the fraction. And again, I see something I could simplify. I can simplify 10 and 10 because they will both divide by 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1, And this 10 divided by 10 is also 1. And then I can multiply straight across. 139 times 1 is 139. 1 times 99 is 99. And that's improper, so I need to divide it out. 99 goes into 139 once. And we subtract and get 40. So my new fraction is 40 over 99. 1 and 40/99. Example 3. Again, I have a mixed number I need to do around the world. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 2 makes 11 over 3 divided by 1/3. I have a negative divided by a positive, so my answer is going to be negative. And now I need to do the keep, change, flip. If you'll do around the world first before you start changing it, then you won't get yourself confused. Because a lot of times students get mixed up on flipping the next fraction. So keep 11 over 3, multiply, flip the second fraction. Don't try to do too many steps at one time. That's where you get confused. Okay, we can simplify the 3's. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is still 1. Then we go straight across. 11 times 1 is 11. 1 times 1 is 1. And any number over 1 is just that number. So it's negative 11. Now let's look at a few more examples in word problems. When you're reading word problems, especially when it comes to fractions, you need to remember the total goes first. And then it's divided by whatever number or fraction is next to the word each. For example, number 1 says, if a puppet requires 3/4 yard of material, how many puppets can be made from 9 yards of material? So what's the total there? 9 is the total. 9 is the thing that's being divided up. So it's 9 divided by 3/4. And then you put a 1 under there. And you can do keep, change, flip. So we keep 9 over 1, change to multiplication, flip the fraction. And then I see I can simplify the 9 and the 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And then I go straight across. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 1 is 1. Any number over 1 is just that number. Let's try number 4. Randy has 2 28-pound blocks of ice for his snow cone stand. If each snow cone requires 2/3 pounds of ice, how many snow cones can Randy make? See the word each and the 2/3? That's the part that's going to go second. And this is my total. 2 28-pound blocks. Well, 2 28-pound blocks would be 56. So it's 56 divided by 2/3. First thing I want to do is put a 1 under him. And then I can do keep, change, flip. So keep the 56 over 1, change to multiplication, and flip. Now I know I can simplify. 56 and 2, they're both even, so 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 56 divided by 2 is 28. And then we can go straight across. 28 times 3 is 84, and 1 times 1 is 1. And any number over 1 is just itself. Let's look back at number 8. Mrs. Shen has a piece of lumber that is 11 5/8 inches wide. She plans to split the width of lumber into 3 equal pieces. How wide will each piece be? 3 equal pieces. So this is my total. And this is what I'm dividing by. So it's 11 5/8 divided by 3. Remember, don't do too many steps at one time. Let's change all of these to fractions first. So 8 times 11 is 88 plus 5, 93 over 8 divided by 3 over 1. And then we want to do keep, change, flip. 93 over 8 stays the same. Change to multiplication. And flip to 1/3. Well, 3 and 93 can both be simplified by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 93 divided by 3 is 31. Then we go straight across. 31 times 1 is 31. 8 times 1 is 8. And that is improper, so we divide it out. 8 goes into 31 3 times. With 7 left over. So this is equal to 3 7/8. Okay, let's look at the worksheet that you're supposed to do, the independent practice. The top 3 are just dividing, and they're not too tricky. Just remember, keep, change, flip. And on number 2, you're dividing a negative by a positive, so the answer is going to be a negative. Let's look at number 7. Miss Lau rolls out 2 3/4 feet of dough to make noodles. If the noodles are 3/8 of an inch wide, how many noodles will she make? First, we have to figure out the total. That's her total, 2 3/4 divided by 3/8. And then you're going to have to do around the world and then keep, change, flip. Number 8 says use the table that shows the width of 3 sizes of pizza. How many times as heavy is the extra large pizza than the small pizza? Well, the extra large is the 6 1/2. And the small is the 1 5/8. And you're going to have to do around the world on both of them. And then keep, change, flip. Okay, B says how many times heavier is the medium pizza than the small pizza? So the medium is 3 1/4 divided by the small, 1 5/8. And we're going to do keep, change, flip. First we have to do around the world. So let's kind of work on this one. Do around the world, so that's 3 times 4, 12, plus 1 makes 13 over 4, divided by 8 times 1, 8, plus 5 makes 13 over 8. And then we need to do keep, change, flip. So it's 13 over 4 times 8 over 13. And there's just so much simplifying we can do. So 13 and 13 simplify. You can divide them both by 13 and you get 1. And then there's 4 and 8. Those will both divide by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then we go straight across. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1, which is just 2. So the medium pizza is 2 times heavier than the smaller pizza. And you do the same thing on A. So don't forget to go back and do A and that one and those 3's up top.